Hi, it's Melvin, Michelle Birdsong. This is part 3. Eve answers Dylan's question, who is Bob Dylan? I heard him ask that question during an interview, and people act like he didn't say anything. Like that wasn't a shocking question. They just ignored it, but I kept it in mind. It was years ago, but I just saw it recently. So this is a book of my father and Bob Dylan's father and Guru Govinda Singh Dylan's father, King George V, is reading. And it says, the order, Mino's verse, Mino, M-I-N-O. That was my name most of my life. Okay. So, and what else? Transdimensional intelligence, time travel, the afterlife, and the secret colony on Mars. Okay, so, this one. I saw what this says. It says, W. Edwin Birdsong, R for brother of Eve. And, he was Lazarus. Okay, he was my brother Lazarus. Edwin Birdsong was. Webb. Okay, so the last video I did, I was saying that I had had sex with a guy that Gurinder Singh told me to have sex with, and Gurinder Singh was shocked that I had sex with him. So I'm thinking, didn't you tell me to have sex with him? Were you kidding? And I thought, what is the purpose? What, is he trying to teach me something? I don't understand because I lost my babies. But he said he learned about me and him. He works from the brain and reasoning and logic. No reasonable person would have gone and had sex with a guy, and she's been celibate for years. She doesn't want to have sex, and she's virtuous. No reasonable person would have done that. So he realized, oh, she's not operating from logic and reason. She's operating from her heart. Okay, her heart belongs to her guru. And if the guru says, have sex with somebody, she doesn't think twice about it because she is devoted to him. She is not bullshitting. My son sang Birdsong when he was Sardar Bahadur, the master at the Dera, had a reputation for being the best disciple ever because that's the way he was. He obeyed his master no matter what. Okay? So when his master died, he appointed Sardar Bahadur master. Corporal Singh, you may have heard of him, thought he should have been appointed master, but it wasn't his decision. Okay? And so God has appointed, this world doesn't work for me. And so he wants me to fix the world according to my heart's desire. So, because Jesus Christ, I was Mary Magdalene, Jesus Christ's wife, and they smeared me, and they lied on me, and they took my notes without consulting me and created Christianity without understanding what the notes meant. And they put a lot of confusion in the world. For example, they say you be good, you die, you go to heaven. That's not the way it works. This is heaven or earth or hell. When you die, you go to the judge and get a body suitable to your behavior in this life. If you were a pig, you get a pig's body. Whatever. There's 8,400,000 species you can be. They're talking about lay to your rest. This is rest. Go to bed at night and have some rest. Because when you're an animal, you don't rest. You have to look over your shoulder constantly that somebody's not going to eat you. And you know that's true. Okay, what else? I want to talk about Bob Dylan is the Lord of my soul. He's the Lord of the angels. And one day I was in my apartment and I heard this voice in my head, and it said, I'll just make up things, but it said real mean things to me. You're a piece of shit. You have no right to be alive. You're terrible. Blah, 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 blah. And it said all of that, right? So I took a bottle of sleeping pills and took all the pills in it. I think it was Secanols. And got into bed and waited to die because I didn't deserve to live. So then my son, Singh, who lived downstairs, came into my apartment, saw that I was ODing, called the paramedics. They came and took me to Bellevue and flushed my stomach. And I would have died, So this is, Bob Dylan is attached to me, and he doesn't want to be attached to me because he don't know where I am. And it's, so he thought if he kills me, he'll lose the attachment. But it's not how it works. If you're attached to somebody and you die, you just stay attached. If you want to detach, you have to find something better to attach yourself to. Okay? And then Gurinder Singh said, I wrote this down. He told me, this is Bob Dylan's brother. Gurinder Singh's taken up the slack. Bob Dylan has been fulfilling his fantasies, I guess, winning all the awards and all that, while I have been raising his children and trying to keep myself okay. Gurinder Singh spent, I know, when I was 5 years old, I realized I had a beating thing in my chest. And if it started, it can stop. So I became afraid of my heartbeat. Gurinder Singh got on my brain, teleported himself into my brain near the pineal gland to talk to me and explain to me, you can live without a heart. But it didn't happen because he was B.F. Skinner, the psychologist, and he realized I can't talk to her from her brain. It will terrify her. I'll have to wait for the right moment. So when I was 23, I heard a voice, I'm going to stop your heart. And it sounded like God. So I lay there, and then I thought about it. What? Stop my heart? This death. I don't want to die. So I jumped out of bed, went to the Bible, looked inside a random page, and that scared me too. So I got my suitcase, because I was at my mother's house. It was an airline stewardess, and I came to see my mother every chance I got. So I went back to Nashville to get a flight back to New York. The colored women, the black women, whatever you want to call them, were very nice to me. They worked in the bathroom because I was freaking out. And they were very kind because the black people are very sympathetic to people on the bottom. So when I got to New York, I went to the park. I don't know why. And I sat there, and it was getting dark, and I thought, I better go home. So I went, I got a cab and went to Birdsong's house. Edwin Birdsong was my boyfriend or my husband or something. And I rang the doorbell. He said, who? I said, she. And I didn't know why I said she, but later I realized I was committed to him. I decided to become committed to him because he was my best bet. You slim pickings when you're trying to find a decent black man. And I had to have a black man because I want to have a black baby so I could raise her as a role model for black girls because they have so few. So anyway, I lit a match to my thumb and it blistered into the shape of a heart. And then Bob Dylan somehow got it, and that's what he plays guitar with. My thumb.